Alrighty guys, today what we are going over why in the world I traded a 2017 F250 Platinum for a 2018 Ford Raptor. And while I'm at it, I'm going over to Ford to do this because they still have the truck where I traded it in. But I told my buddy Mike, my salesman, which I'll put all of his information down below, I would give him one of our original t-shirts for YouTube because he has my old truck. He's the one that bought it whenever I got rid of the last one. So I told him I would give him an original so he could have the YouTube shirt with his truck on it. Which, by the way, we're about to hit 10,000 subscribers, so be ready for the next giveaway. And here we are, time to pull up to the old truck, get them lined up for, you know, the obviously famous Instagram post, so we can make it look all nice and cool. Oh man, look at what Mike did just for me. Customer service right there. He even put my old truck there, so here is all three of the trucks I've owned at some point in time. 1, 2, and now the Raptor. And there is the man with the plan. There you go, sweetie. Go ahead and hand him that beautiful shirt he's earned.
All right.
Once again, I will put all of his information down below, but we will get to the trucks. So just real quick, right before I get into it, if anybody wants to put a comment down below how long they think the Raptor will stay, because we've had the channel for just over a year and I have had all three of these trucks now. He has obviously done a few touch-ups and upgrades to it, but here is the lineup that has been through the channel overall now. I will be starting with the old one first, then we will be jumping over to the Raptor. Obviously I had to put them head to head to show the comparison of how small the new truck is. My wife even made fun of me. I don't know if you can see what she's doing over there. It's inappropriate, but you know, and whenever Mike got out of the truck, he just looked at me and went tiny, but that's all right. So not sure how well. Oh, they've got it nice and clean in here. Cleaner than what the Raptor is because I have been driving it for a few days. So I will just go over a very quick overview to show you know all the different little things here. Off-road status, fuel economy, and everything. Then navigation. Obviously you got your boost gauge. Trans, def. Look like it needs refilled. That's all right. So I put 403 engine hours on it, almost 100 hours of idling, because something about the diesel trucks, on the newer ones it's not so necessary, but to me, just to take care of the vehicle, I do like to let it warm up for a couple minutes and cool down for a couple minutes if I've been driving it a decent amount. Then you have all your trailer settings. That is your only off-road setting. And then you get into your pre-collision warning, your adaptive cruise control if you want to do all that, lane keeping. So it does have a ton going for it in this truck. Obviously this is an amazing truck and I will miss it. You have your heated and cooled seats. You still have all of your camera preferences, which they have changed it, if that tells you how tiny the Ford Raptor is. But you press the buttons over here to go through your different views and everything. Then this one also has your panoramic, which I know I've shown this in all the other videos, but I want to just briefly show, everything this truck has versus what the little tiny Raptor up there has. And my favorite part about the truck, why I originally bought it, was because I went from the 2013 to this, and it did have a little bit more room. It was a little bit more luxurious, which I don't know if we ever used it because my daughter is still in a booster seat, but it even has heated seats for the rear during the winter time. These are just a few different things that, you know, that truck did not have. That was just a lot more convenient, being that we do travel a ton. But being that we travel a ton is part of the reason why I've decided this truck is no longer efficient for me. I mean, it is a great truck. Sorry, I'm just nitpicky, so I like to get things here and there. And you know, I put the 37s on it, which I did not lose a lot of money or anything on this truck with all the upgrades. A lot of people think I have, but I really haven't. I traded the stock wheels and tires for those wheels on little 420 tires. And then my mechanic, he is trying to build a drag truck, so he wanted the 420 tires, and he happened to have those tires in there, so I just traded tires with them. So all I've really paid for upgrade wise was a tuner, just so it'd be a little more efficient on fuel, then the rough country 3-inch leveling kit, which has a massive block, and then the bumper spacer and paint. I think overall I had less than $5,000 into the whole setup. I think it is killer for that. But another reason for getting rid of it, other than I am not towing anything, if you all watch the videos, you obviously know I do not tow anything at all. I bought it for future when I'd be towing a fifth wheel, because we want to be able to travel the country at some point in time. But we are trying to extend our family, and this thing is just a lot more practical, and that puts off the fifth wheel camper or anything like that for a few more years. So it's just not the smartest money investment for this, because for this to keep going on the channel, all the rest of the upgrades that are left, other than a fast fuel system, I'm looking at $5,000 plus to do everything right. You know, a nicer lift kit that's color matched and everything else, bigger wheels, because everybody was wanting the bigger wheels. I liked a lot of profile on the tire, but everyone else was hating on it. But I would have got really nice forged wheels, then I would have had to buy new tires to go with it. Everything would have cost $5,000 or more. While now, we are looking at the Raptor, which I am very pleased with it. I've been driving it for about a week now, and I can honestly say it is much nicer than driving this big thing around town. Now that I've come to where the sun is shining on it a lot better. I mean, man, there's definitely a size difference. Jeez. But anyways, to jump over to this truck, something that I am definitely having a problem getting used to, which, you know, it will come to me, but not having the step fold down, and then it's a nice step up into it, but then the step into the truck is actually kind of like that awkward. You don't have to take a full step, but you do need to take a step. So obviously you got all the Raptor features and everything, you know, the race type steering wheel, which I do think all this is awesome. I love the truck. I've already fallen in love with it as soon as I drove it off the lot, maybe even just during the test drive. But you've got your legit paddle shifters. These paddle shifters are so much nicer. As you can see, they're actually a full paddle, and plus and minus. While the Corvette, it was plus and minus on either side, and it was just a little push or pull just right here. It didn't go all the way down for comfort, which I know a lot of you guys didn't like the Corvette anyways, because there's 1,000 Corvette channels that do a lot more about Corvettes than I do. So just through these features right here, you have all your off-road statuses, but we'll go on to the next one. Your fuel, which I have not been easy on it as of right now because I've been having fun. It is a twin turbo V6, so that turbo whistle does sound nice, so I've not been the easiest on it. So that is actually the crappy fuel mileage. That's since I originally test drove it and I gave it a little cane, so that is not what the fuel mileage will overall be. But you have all those. Move on over. You got your gauge selection for the top right over here, to where you can pick transmission or turbo. Air pressures, mile per hour. And the kind of cool part is all that time is me, which it was on that truck as well. That one I did buy with 40,000 miles on it. So these trucks were originally new for me. Then your towing setups. It's a little bit different than with the Power Stroke. Obviously I don't have a trailer on it, so it's not going to show me everything. Here is a big difference. You have multiple off-roading features because of how this thing is set up for actual off-road, which I think we will have a lot better channel due to it. I think it'll be a lot more fun because I actually am going to actually have fun with this thing. But on here, I know it won't show it because I'm not driving right now, but it'll light up where you're putting your power to on each tire and everything. If you're a four-wheel drive, it'll show you where it's putting the most power and the ratios of it. Then you have all the same stuff that the Platinum has. It's all literally the exact same stuff. So as you come into the truck, you'll also see, you know, Raptor put everywhere, but I do love the hardness of the seats. This is a lot harder, dense leather than what is on the Platinum. I think it'll be a lot easier to take care of. And I do lose, you know, the extra big compartment right here, but I'm fine with that. Obviously, you're not gonna put the shifter right here on the column. Most F-150s are right here if you're not using a work truck. And I do lose the secret compartment right here, but it has this extra little storage right here to where you can fit everything. You obviously get your Ford Performance, and the Raptor comes with its already heavy duty mats. And another great thing about this truck is I was really worried about losing space for all of our traveling and everything, but the cab of this truck is the exact same size as the cab on that truck. Another awesome feature that I actually really do like, they have airbag seat belts now, which will make it a lot safer for your passengers in the rear. For us specifically, we care about that because we're extending our family, and I have a little 6-year-old already, so this right here is outstanding to me. More safety for the kids in the back. That is our #1 priority. And still have all these same things, still even have the heated seats. So the only thing I lost by moving to this truck from that truck is that one does have massaging seats, which we rarely used anyways, so it doesn't make a difference to us. They're still heated and cooled in the front. That's more than enough for us. And driving this thing around town is just absolutely amazing, since I don't have to do a 13-point turnaround. I wasn't able to catch it, I don't think. I'm not sure if my wife caught it or not, but it took him 3 or 4 attempts to be able to get the truck to right there, which that's just driving a big truck in general. I have a greater turning radius in the F-150 than the F250. That's just obvious. We got rid of all the rub and everything on that, but I will take you on a little drive here in just a minute in the F-150 to show you how nice and quiet it is. And on top of that, we have some upgrades coming. That's right, I'm actually leaving here in just a second to go do the first upgrades to the truck. I'm excited, I can't wait. And I do believe my wife will be helping me actually do the performance upgrades on these that we'll be getting here later. Just like to give a huge thanks to Johnson City Ford one more time for giving me one heck of a deal on this bad beast. Go see Mike Rainwater and let him know that you saw the video and you had to come down and buy one. One more thing that I can show you now that I'm back at the house to show you an actual example of why this is awesome. If you looked on the Power Stroke, it had a little area here that you could use a little piece of plastic and pop up and make it like an actual bin to where you could close down the seat, and then it'd be enclosed all the way up through here, which that left a big piece of plastic right here. And I am very nitpicky about my vehicles. I know sometimes you can say it's a bad thing, but with how expensive vehicles are these days, it'll be 100% understandable. Here in 1 second, I will show you why having this little tiny compartment is so much better for myself and the family in general. And here we go. Hop in. Hop in. There you go, guys. So much more room for the dogs. Hey, let's stay over here. Come on. Hey, you want down? All right, but so much more room. Sorry, Scrappy is moving the camera, but there's a lot more room in here for the dogs, and I don't have to worry about their paws scratching up all the plastic and everything that's on the bottom of the seat. So I know that may not be big to a lot of people that's not dog people, but we love our dogs. We love taking them on our family trips that are 10-hour trips in the vehicle. So that right there alone helps us out so much. Here you go, guys. I am waiting on my buddy Julian so I can get into the garage and we can add the protective clear coat on here, or the clear wrap, I'm sorry. But I'll go ahead and show you, before we get into the fuel mileage of what this thing gets, the upgrades that have already been done, which I'll put my buddy Julian's information down below for his YouTube, but he's already tinted out my windows to even them out. And I did ask for a very small strip up there, so just have a little strip there, and something I never even did for the Platinum. I now have an actual bed cover. It's a trifold, and yes, I will be putting a rhino lining in here very soon. But we already have a few upgrades, and some of the next upgrades will obviously involve those little guys right there. And then maybe a turbo upgrade is already in the works. The long process of putting on a protective wrap. Luckily, I have my buddy Julian here to help me. He's just showing me the ropes a little bit. I've got the wrap and everything, but he actually does it, so I'm kind of learning from him so that I can finish it off. Here we go, time to figure out the fuel mileage for a brand new 2018 Raptor. It says 507 miles, we'll see how far it gets. Here we go, guys, almost 400 miles later, we are sitting at 18.4 miles to the gallon. Now, granted, we got stuck in traffic, and on top of that, we were heading through the mountains. That right there is obviously something I could not have done in the old Power Stroke. It would have rubbed horribly. And heck, the truck's still touching. And I already know people are gonna be like, that's not really even a hill. This hill's about a 3-foot drop almost, give or take, which I have to go a little further up to get the full 3 feet. But I think you all got the point. This thing's just a lot more practical for us. I absolutely love the truck, and this truck will slowly be built as well, but I am going to keep it practical for everyday driving. And the big thing that I have coming up, to where I know all you diesel lovers are still going to tune into the channel, whenever I build this F100, I really wanted a 6.0, but for practicality and money cost wise, being that I'm not going to build it to be a drag truck or just be crazy fast, I'm definitely thinking a 7.3. I can get a 7.3 crate engine for almost the price of just fixing all the 6.0 problems. So anyways, stay tuned for that, guys. But if you enjoyed the video, if you did, please give it a big thumbs up. Stopping by for the first time, please subscribe. You all have a great day.